It's another wild day in the world of Magic the Gathering. Wizards of the Coast has admitted defeat when it comes to Modern Horizons 3. On top of that, there is some confused anger circulating around the new charity secret lair. But the really big item of news today is the fact that Assassin's Creed is going to be a mega scam. Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The magic historian. My bones hurt. Greetings! Owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends. I hope the day finds you well because we have gathered for another glorious installment of Mega Magic News, and we have some juicy news items to talk about. But before we do that, we need to have a mental health moment because I've noticed once again the amount of people who are getting worked up about what's going wrong with Magic and coming to my videos saying, hey, can't you talk about what's going on positively? Well, my friends, I am focused on trying to help improve the game and making people aware of products that aren't ones they really want to be purchasing. Ultimately, I never tell people, don't buy it. I just go, here's the info so you can make your own decision. But I do understand that seeing content that feels like it's dragging down the game you love can be wearing on you. And some people don't realize that the algorithm goes like this. If you click on one of my videos being critical of Magic, then it's going to show you not just more of my videos that are critical of Magic, but other people's videos that are critical of Magic. So if you want to have a full-on positive experience and avoid all of that, all you have to do is engage with content that speaks to what you want to be seeing. YouTube will follow suit, and then you'll be back in your golden era going, woohoo, hooray for Magic, because at the end of the day, we all want to have a good time with the game, and airing frustrations helps us to move forward and hopefully improve things, right? So let's start by talking about the secret lair confusion, because honestly, this secret lair that Wizards has made is a good one. I'm going to put an image up on the screen of all the cards because people have said to me, no one's really talking about this. I didn't get the information about it. It's on sale for 3 more weeks. And as far as secret lairs go, this is one that's absolutely worth supporting. This goes for a charity, basically, because this was designed with a tribute to Sheldon in mind. 50% of the sales go to the American Cancer Society, and Wizards of the Coast has said, regardless of how many are sold, that they will give a minimum of $250,000 to the American Cancer Society. So even if this secret lair doesn't do banger, they're going to do a fat donation on behalf of Sheldon. And I actually respect that, considering that a lot of things Wizards does is super greedy. This secret lair, honestly, if you would ask the most cynical version of me, I would have said it's going to be loaded with garbage. But instead, they actually came out swinging. There's a bunch of good stuff in this secret lair. You've got Teferi's Protection, Eladamri's Vineyard, you've got Ink Shield, Ruhan of the Fomori, Sol Ring, and Command Tower, plus an Italian Greater Good. And this one, oh, it has the artwork done by Johannes Voss, and the flavor text says life is beautiful. The artwork itself is completely gorgeous. Like, this secret lair is a banger, right? It's a fantastic secret lair. So why is there anger surrounding it? It really just comes down to a minor bit of confusion surrounding the foils. People thought Wizards were pulling a bait and switch because originally what happened was with the secret lair listed, it said that it's available in rainbow foil. And then when you looked at it later, it just said they came in foil. So people thought, wait a minute, what's going on? You're going to do a special rainbow foiling for this, and now all of a sudden you're changing it after people have started to place orders? But here's the reality, friends. Rainbow foils and normal foils are literally the exact same thing. There are double rainbow foils. Those were used for the Brothers War serialized cards. But rainbow foil is actually just what you call a regular foil. So these people are thinking Wizards of the Coast has reduced the foil quality. They're not going to do the special foiling. They're giving it the same foiling they said they were going to give it all along. It's 100% just a miscommunication. The website was updated to make sure it was clear it's just regular style foils because this is partially Wizards' fault. Let's be real. They have done a ton of different foils. And every new set has a special new foiling. We got sparkle foils, we got galaxy foils, we got halo foils, we got goat tickling foils. Like everything introduces new styles of foiling. So I understand why people were confused about that. But really the reason I'm talking about this secret layer is because it's banger, it's for a good cause. Overall, this is the kind of stuff that I want to see in Magic. When I was looking over the cards, I got emotional. Again, I got emotional before when this all happened, but I got emotional looking it over. It really speaks to the community that underlies Magic and the reason that we all gather, right? So this secret layer is banger, and it's one I would absolutely love to have in my collection. It's fantastic. You even literally have a card representing Sheldon as the commander in the form of Ruhan, right? So it is a sweet item. Now, let's move on to some less sweetness in the form of, well, I guess in one way it's sweet. Modern Horizons 3, Wizards of the Coast has dialed back the pricing. You will remember that in my previous video, I talked about the insane American pricing that we were seeing and that I couldn't even fathom what the Canadian pricing is going to be like. Well, it turns out that the Canadian pricing is going to be what I thought the insane American pricing was, and the American price is actually gone down by about 30% already. So Wizards of the Coast clearly were expecting to be able to pull more off. They're the ones who are behind all the Amazon stuff, right? Like it's a really bizarre thing that they're doing where they're trying to play Amazon against the LGS and distribution network to extract as much cash as humanly possible, while also trying, now they're doing this dance where clearly Magic 30 was the whole get out of here, we're not even buying it, but Commander Masters was actually way more important as a product because it helped them try and zero in on the price point that they can get away with, right? Commander Masters was a product that was somewhat accepted and somewhat rejected, so it can be used as a rough guideline of what people might accept. And the difference between Modern Horizons 3 and Commander Masters is reprint sent versus, yeah, you may have a couple of reprints, but probably it's all just brand new stuff that's either designed to hit Modern or, in this case, Commander. So it's going to be a little interesting to see how much Modern Horizons 3 actually does impact Modern overall and how much of it has been diluted by an attempt to chase Commander, right? Because the Commander decks that come along with Modern Horizons 3 are probably not the only angle that they're leaning into Commander with. Wizards of the Coast clearly has decided that Commander needs to be applied to every single product from straight up the pre-release kits, right? You have the special legendary cards in there that you can't use in the event, but are usable outside of it. And actually one of them ended up spiking up and being a card that people are chasing after too. So, I mean, in one way, their boosterification of stuff is working. In other ways, if you look at stuff like the new Clue set, it is not working. That is just a complete abomination. And honestly, I wish that I hadn't been sick when that stuff was originally announced because I could have got the word out a little more about what that product was. Reading about the number of people who thought it was going to be a Clue board game or what did I just say there? a Clue board game, or thought like, yo, it's going to be some cool Magic product instead of a bunch of Jumpstart stuff. So that ended up disappointing a bunch of people. But they have pulled back on Modern Horizon prices, so it's going to be about 30% lower than what we were looking at. Now, that's still insanely expensive for a Magic product, and who knows, maybe Wizards of the Coast is doing some kind of stuff where, hey, you know what, if we can't get them to pay this price, at least they'll breathe a sigh of relief when we go, well, hey, guess what, we actually dropped it down to still an insanely high price tag, right? Like Magic the Gathering is more expensive than it's ever been. The quality is the worst it's ever been, and the people making the game are absolutely out of touch with their player base. And when we move on to the next subject of Assassin's Creed, it becomes even more evident. So, with the Assassin's Creed set, as far as I'm concerned, is an absolute ultra mega ripoff. As far as Magic products go, it's absolutely insane. First of all, the basic concept of what it was designed under shows exactly how disconnected Magic the Gathering designers and the company itself is from the players. Because Assassin's Creed was designed in tandem with March of the Machine Aftermath, which is one of the most, if actually it might be, the most reviled Magic product aside from Magic 30, which is in its own category of hated by everybody, right? But seriously, you have a situation where the Aftermath boosters had huge problems. What did Wizards say they were giving us? They said they were giving us, this is a cool story follow-up set. But when the set actually came out, it was just a bunch of random disparate parts that literally felt they had been carved off the main set. And it's like, so normally when you make a set, you dump cards off to the side because you're not going to use them. But in this case, it seems like you decided that the stuff that wasn't good enough to make the set would just be shoved into a side set and sold to us in these insane boosters where there's like 5 cards per booster. And if you had never opened any of these boosters, let me tell you, it sucks. Imagine opening up a booster pack and getting 3 of the same card. There's only 5 cards in the pack. You get 3 cards that are exactly the same. Oh, they might have different artwork. Look, I got a regular one, a foil one, and the alternate booster fun. Wow, this is really boosting my fun here. So the Aftermath product, it's so bad that when Wizards did a poll saying, hey, rate our products and whatever, they left Aftermath off of it. And when they were asked why they left Aftermath off, it's like, we already know how much you guys hate it. Like, it's that hated. And there's 2 things that people hated about it. The low card count in the packs, right? And the absurd price point where Wizards was like, hey, can we sell you like, what if you paid like $1 a card? Wouldn't that be great for us? What if we could sell you 5 card packs for $5 or $6 or more? And also, we're going to have collector boosters too. Like, it's insane. Obviously, from the perspective of the company, it's glorious. And if you're wondering why they're going this way, it's because they've already driven card quality to the ground. There's only so much more money that can be saved by trying to make Magic cards cheaper. They can't get any cheaper. I don't think you can get cheaper card stock. I don't think you can get printers that care less about their product. I don't think there's any lower for them to go. So now to boost the margins, they need to do these crazy side products and understand that when it comes to this level of product, not only did they do the Aftermath, they thought Aftermath was going to be so banger, they developed Assassin's Creed in parallel and multiple other Aftermath sets. We were supposed to be getting these as a regular thing. Basically, every set was going to have its own garbage tacked on Aftermath set. They were certain that it was going to just slaughter and be the best. And lo and behold, what happens? Roundly rejected by the market to the point where Thunder Junction had its Aftermath style set shoved back into the set. As far as I'm concerned, they designed a big Thunder Junction set, carved a bunch of, like a chunk of it off to sell to us as a follow-up story set, which totally it's not. It's just, we're going to say that because anything else makes this sound awful. So it's just about the story. That's why you got to pay so much more, because these boosters aren't meant to be drafted or nothing. It's just about the story. Sure, the cards won't have any flavor text because there's no room for flavor text. There's cram a million abilities on the card. But rest assured, there'll be 2 mythics you need to chase and a bunch of chaff in this, and we want you to overpay for it. So they got panicked and went, oh no, what do we do? Okay, you know what? We're gonna hack the list apart and we're gonna shove Thunder Junction's Aftermath set into the list. So that's how it's going. If you've seen that new awesome sword that gives protection from instants and sorceries, guess what? That's from the Vault set, which was the Aftermath set for Thunder Junction. So, I mean, I'm happy that it failed. I'm happy that Wizards had to take this set that they were going to try and skis us with and shove the cards back. And we designed these cards. Now we can't do our list lottery thing and we've got to use these cards that we put. That's what you deserve. That's what you deserve for being so greedy and insane. And guys, when they talked about Assassin's Creed, they said, okay, we know you guys don't like Aftermath, and we made Assassin's Creed in tandem with it as a parallel product. And we took your feedback into mind as much as we could, but like the product's already made, so we can't change the price really. We can't change what's in it, and those are the things you guys hate the most. Like, bro, Assassin's Creed, the prices have come out, all the information has come out. We're looking at 7 card packs, okay? 7 card booster packs. Half of what's in a play booster, okay? All right? 7 card packs. 24 packs in a box. 24 packs in a box. Not 36, like your play box. 24 packs of 7 cards is an Assassin's Creed booster box. And they want 170 Canadian dollars for it. $170. That doesn't include import fees. That doesn't include tax. We're talking base level. They want $1 a card. This is a 100 card set with 7 card packs, right? Like, for real, when you open one box of it, you're going to get 168 different cards from the box. Well, now, whoa. Let me clarify. You're not going to get 168 different cards. You're going to get a bunch of duplicates because, guys, and I haven't said this in a while, for anybody who doesn't know and hasn't gotten the memo, Wizards of the Coast use something called track printing. What track printing does is it ensures that what they say it ensures is you'll make sure you'll never get a box that doesn't have any mythics or whatever. Because if product was truly randomized, you'd have swingy boxes where you got all kinds of amazing things, and then you'd have ones where you got absolutely nothing. But there's always a certain level that you'll get in the boxes, and that's because the game is rigged, friends. So, for example, back in the Return to Ravnica days, and this information is out there. You can search it up on the internet where people have done the mathematical breakdown and built software off of the mathematical breakdown that will predict what's inside of booster packs and can do it with startling accuracy. So the underlying information they're using to build the program is accurate. And the underlying information goes like this. For an old set like that, they had A track, B track, C track, and D track. Now, you think I have an equal chance when you see a rarity symbol, you think you have an equal chance of getting every rare. That's not how it works, right? How it works is like this. For that set, they went A, B, and C will print all at the same level, but the D track gets printed 20% more than every other track. So there'll be 20% more of the rares and stuff from the D track that are spread across the packs. And on top of that, they pick one rare to put on the set X number of extra times. So basically, they pick the worst rare from the D track and print it an extra 3 times per print sheet. So every sheet that's coming out of rares has 3. Have you ever wondered why you get the worst rare in the set over and over and over? It's by design. And I absolutely believe they do it with the uncommons and stuff as well. That's why you end up with situations where Prismatic Ending from Modern Horizons, wow, people aren't getting them in their box. This is a really scarce uncommon. And then one guy gets a box with 50 some of them in it. And it's because they literally track print, not just on the rare level, not just the mythic rare level, but also on commons. The game is absolutely rigged. Look at the clue box where they did the different guild boosters, and all these people are complaining about duplicates. Instead of giving us 10 different options and going, you can get all the different guilds, they just go, you can get 8. You can't even get all the guilds. We've made it impossible by multiple. The entire plan is by multiple. And the craziest thing about the price on this Assassin's Creed box is, you know for a fact they wanted to charge more than this. For sure. It probably actually had a higher price point, but when they started scrambling, they're like, oh no, we're doing an Aftermath style set with only 7 boosters. We have insane licensing costs, which ratchet the cost of this product up, which means we can't push it down to a certain level. We can't go under it, right? Assassin's Creed costs more money to make than other sets because they got to pay for the right to use Ezio and all that stuff. And that really eats into their profit line. So this product is an absolute nightmare. It has to be kept at a high price point because of how much Wizards spent on it, but you're getting 30% less packs in a box. You're getting 50% of the cards in a regular pack. It's mind-blowing. It's going to be garbage. It's going to be printed to a garbage standard. And also, people compare this stuff to like Fallen Empires, but what they don't get is Fallen Empires was 184 cards or something like that. It was like 180 different cards. Assassin's Creed is 100 cards. Fallen Empires packs were bigger, and you never got 3 of the same card in the same pack. That never happened, and yet people hated Fallen Empires. One, because, Fallen Empires got a bad rap for a number of reasons. One, the card power level wasn't super high, but the real thing that did it for Fallen Empires was Wizards have finally fixed out their supply issues. So before, cards were really hard to get, and stores would order 10 times the amount they want because they'd only get 10% of it. But Fallen Empires comes along, Wizards like, we got it sorted. So people got all the Fallen Empires they ordered. So basically all the stores had 10 times as much as they wanted to, and it just caused it to get fire sold, and it didn't live up to the same levels as other Magic sets. But that was one that had genuine effort put into it and wasn't just a straight up cash grab where they literally want you to pay $1 a Magic card. Even for like the whole, hey, there's no commons in the set, guy. There's no commons in the set. Yeah, there are, friend. That's how that works. When you remove commons from the set, you turn the uncommons into commons. It's not like, there's no junk in here. You know what? People like those cards. They come with artwork. You can play with them. You're not doing us a favor by going, half the cards we make are garbage. You don't need them, but you should still pay full price for the packs, right? Like, it's insane greed. And frankly, I'm glad that this is going to fall miserably on its face. And I'm spreading the word because people need to know. You don't want to buy it and get hosed. I have bought bad boxes of different products, actually based on other IPs. That's what destroyed Force of Will for me. Their Ghost in the Shell set was so bad that I just went, I'm done with this game. It was the biggest cash grab. It was a bigger cash grab than what Wizards does. Like, for Wizards to match what they did, they would have to literally use screenshots from the Assassin's Creed game and slap it on the cards in the Assassin's Creed set. So I have seen worse products in other games, but that literally was what caused Force of Will to nosedive. That game never recovered from that. Magic is lucky that it's big enough that sets like this don't ground it forever, because 100%, this is madness. This is a garbage product they know is a garbage product, and they're still selling it for a premium price because they're like, well, we have to make money off you. We're not going to eat a loss on anything. It doesn't matter if you get hosed. It only matters if we don't get hosed, right? And then you have the foil issue with it as well, where when they're talking about the foils, like, each pack comes with a shining traditional foil. Shining. They keep putting the word shining in there. It's so shiny. You're going to open it out of the pack. It's going to be warped, bent, scuffed. It's going to have roller lines on it, like premium. No. And then when you contact Wizards and say, yo, I've got problems with my cards, they're like, what are the problems? Oh, they're all curled up and have roller lines. That's standard issue. We don't replace that. The amount of garbage quality that Wizards considers standard is mind-boggling. The game at this juncture right now is a travesty, but I'm hoping that this correction that we're going to see from the Aftermath stuff and also from Markov Manor is an abysmal failure. Thunder Junction is going to be more of the same. Now, it's not going to suffer from the exact same issues that Ravnica did, in form of they shoved a bunch of Capenna stuff in there, and you're like, okay, so this is Ravpenna now, and you've completely obliterated the flavor of Ravnica by shoving in this Art Deco and all these people dressed like 20s gangsters and lawmen and stuff, and you're just going, all right, Thunder Junction is safe in that regard, right? It's totally, we're going to a brand new world where people go for Thunder Junction action, but at the same time, we're going to a whole new world. And Wizards puts in no effort with their worlds anymore. Look at what they did with Markov Manor. This is something where they don't already have stuff to staple together. The whole idea is supposed to be, look, man, you're just here to see the villains that you know, and we painted cowboy hats on everybody and gave them crossbows because we don't have the guts to give them the shooters that would actually make this emblematic of what we're trying to sell. So Thunder Junction is just going to be a weak offering that, again, remember, this was designed when they think that we're absolute fools. Thunder Junction was designed at the same time that they thought we were going to eat Aftermath up. This was designed by the company at the point where they're like, bro, we can do no wrong. Everything we make is amazing. So Thunder Junction, absolutely going to be more of the same. Bloomborough has a chance. Bloomborough has a chance. I'm excited for Bloomborough because I love the whole high fantasy flavor. I like the cute little animals. The light nature of it makes me think of when we were on the light side of Lorwyn. Magic doesn't always have to be dark, gritty, and doom-filled. And I mean, look at Markov Manor. That's supposed to be a whole mystery set with people losing their lives and all that, but it really didn't have any of that feel. And there's resurrection. Like, it just ultimately felt completely empty. So Bloomborough, based on what it is, actually has the potential to be the best product of the year as far as I'm concerned, where Assassin's Creed is going to be the absolute worst product of the year. I can't think of anything that is going to exceed it in terms of just 100 cards in the set, 7 card packs, $1 a card, and just printed to poor quality. Like, it's, and on top of that, when you look at things like the Buy a Box promo that they have for it, the Buy a Box promo is completely underwhelming trash. So Assassin's Creed is going to suffer on multiple levels. It looks like it's not really swinging out of the gates with the same power level as some of the other properties that we've seen. Like, for example, Warhammer 40K. Warhammer 40K was one of the most banger universe beyonds in terms of reactions from the actual player base and people outside getting into it. It seems like they executed really well in terms of having a power level that resonated with current Magic players and proper flavor that resonated with the actual Warhammer players. Ultimately, I don't know where the overlap between Assassin's Creed players and Magic players is. I don't know how much of a draw an Assassin's Creed set is going to be, especially when you do a smaller universes beyond like this. This isn't like the Commander decks, right? Where you can just grab the Commander decks and play with your buddies. And this isn't like a full-on set release like Lord of the Rings, where you can build yourself a deck. Building an Assassin's Creed deck, there's only 100 cards in the set, so it's going to be, I have no idea how parasitic the actual mechanics are going to be, but it's all going to tie together in a way where that's all you get. So the people who are being brought into the game are going to be faced with, you can't just build a deck out of the Assassin's Creed stuff that's going to work. So you're not going to be able to have fun with just your stuff. And we don't have any decks you can play out of the box. So you're going to have this overpriced product that gives you multiple iterations of the same cards that ultimately doesn't lead to a gratifying deck building or play experience. Yeah, you might be able to like enjoy individual cards, but thinking from the perspective of an Assassin's Creed fan, I don't think that this set is going to translate into the experience of, wow, I really like Magic overall, especially if they see the Assassin's Creed stuff and then they see regular stuff and go, wait a minute, so I can get 14 card packs with better cards for less money? What is this? What is this scam? What's going on? Is this just a, like, I'm a sucker because I like Assassin's Creed, so rob me kind of vibe? As far as I'm concerned, Assassin's Creed is going to be the big failure of 2024. Now, I mean, Wizards could surprise me by coming out with something crazier further down the road. They really are good at surprising me these days. Once upon a time, I could predict what they were doing with reasonable clarity, and now, aside from the most cynical predictions, who knows what they're gonna do? Anyways, I'll be live streaming tonight over on my Hatcher YouTube channel. If you'd like to come hang out and chat, I'll see you there. Big thank you to my patrons for supporting my channel, and I will see you all, my friends, in the next video.